Well, what did you guys do at the end of the fight? Did you guys, I mean, you guys shook hands and all that stuff?
I mean, when you punch a guy in the face for 25 minutes and they're still standing, then it's like, I respect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Because
that's
he was an asshole to you, right? I mean, he didn't have to go to certain places with fucking with you.
Yeah, but you know, that's kind of what these guys do now. You know, they have to. I mean, if you think about it, you're a guy, I'm a guy, and we, you know, I don't know you, you don't know me, but somehow we signed a contract that we were going to meet on this day and we're going to fight in front of millions of fans. You know, he did the best he could to talk shit and sell it. You don't know me, but you talked all this shit, and then, of course, I get in there and we duke it out. Then it's like, okay, you have to earn each other's respect. But if he wants to continue to stick to his guns, that's fine.
Would you say he was your toughest opponent ever to fight?
Yeah, I want to say he was probably the most complete.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's the most complete because he could wrestle, he could strike, he has a good gas tank. You know, usually everybody else I could kind of pinpoint something about him that's might be a weakness that I could exploit and I could push for. But you know, he was probably the most complete.
That first fight that you guys fought was like crazy.
I feel like he did a lot better in the first one. Right? I feel like the second fight you really got the better of him.
He did a lot better in the first fight because of how I wanted to fight him. You know, it was even more animosity in that first fight because, you know, we hadn't fought each other. We've known about each other for years. It's how crazy how our path has been. You know, it goes way back beyond even MMA.
Yeah, what was the path in the beginning?
Into wrestling. Like, so me and John Jones met each other in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Like senior years in high school, we met.
Really?
Like became cool. So I was like, oh man, where you going to school next year for college? He's like, some school in Iowa. He's like, where you going? I'm like, some school in Iowa. It's like, all right, cool. Let's exchange numbers and we'll stay in touch. All right, cool. So that next year, we're both freshmen in college. It's my fall break. So I go over to their school to hang out with John for the week because you get a week off. And we're hanging out and we get hey, there's this guy, a friend of the team. He wants us to come to his fight party. Let's go. Like, all right. Turns out that is the first time myself and John Jones ever seen an MMA fight. You know, at that same house party. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, the place where his dorm room that I slept in the whole week with John, this was the same dorm room Kobe Covington slept the following year when he went to school with John Jones. Yeah. So intertwined that much. We wrestled similar guys through college, but we just never was same weight class. We just never ran into each other. And then of course he ends up in South Florida. I end up in South Florida. He's doing MMA for the opposing team, American Top Team. I'm doing MMA for the opposing team, the Black Zillion. We know of each other. I guess my name was brought up. My second professional fight that I ended up losing was brought up to Kobe, like, would you fight this guy? And I know this because one of his main coaches at American Top Team was then my coach when I fought him eventually, years later. And that happened to be my first ever wrestling coach when I started wrestling when I was like 13 years old.